Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Avery Henningsen, and I'm joined by Caden Trenoweth. Welcome to the Husson University Eagles Women's Soccer Home Opener here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. The Eagles will be taking on the Marian University Sabres all the way up here from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Caden, we will be in for a good one today.
This should be an interesting matchup between both of these teams. I mean, Husson retained most of their core from last year, averaged 3 goals. I'm excited. I want to see some goal scoring out of these teams today.
And the Eagles started the season 1-0 after winning 1-0 over Emmanuel College last Friday evening. Marian will enter this one at 0-1 after losing 4-0 versus the University of Southern Maine on Friday. Definitely had to make quite a trip to get up here for these games.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it this way. We made a big trip down to Costa Rica, so maybe this is a little Costa Rica trip for them, except they're coming to Maine. It's kind of out of the way, though.
I know we heard from the athletic trainer from Marian that it's actually over 90 degrees out there in Wisconsin right now, so probably liking this little bit of, not sea breeze, but the coastal air here down in Maine.
I know I'm enjoying it. Today's a nice day for some soccer. Nice day to celebrate some goals scored.
Eagles, like you said, retaining a lot of that team, including star goal scorer in Natalie Aviola. She's definitely going to be the player to watch for this Eagles starting group, as well as reigning Rookie of the Year, Addie Lasley out there. But we'll be handing it over here to P.A. Joseph Swanson for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Boucher Field for today's game, featuring the Sabres of Marian University taking on your Eagles of Husson University. The NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University promote good sportsmanship by the student athletes, coaches, and spectators at today's contest. Request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Boucher Field. Starting lineups for today's match. First for the visiting Sabres. A freshman forward, number 3, Brianna Jellick. A junior midfielder, number 4, Abby Larson. A freshman midfielder, number 8, Chiquis Gordillo. A senior midfielder, number 9, Jacqueline Campos. A junior forward, number 15, Bailey Alvarado. A freshman midfielder, number 23, Braylee Navas. junior forward, number 25, Bella Goodson. A sophomore midfielder, number 26, Caitlin Traver. A senior defender, number 30, Allison Schnell. A senior midfielder, number 39, Trinity Grimes. And in goal, a sophomore, number 40, Chelsea King. Marian is under direction of head coach Chris Gaskin. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. In goal, a junior from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, number 26, Megan Buddymeyer. In goal, a sophomore from Manchester, New Hampshire, number 1, Madison Weigler. A sophomore from Ellsworth, Maine, number 8, Addie Lasley. A senior from Salem, Massachusetts, number 10, Lindsay Russell. A junior from Glenburn, Maine, number 11, Kate Harriman. A junior from Orono, Maine, number 16, Sophia Mullins. A sophomore from Kingston, Massachusetts, number 17, Kendra Donahue. A sophomore from Herman, Maine, number 19, Madison Higgins. A junior from Middleborough, Massachusetts, number 20, Katie Benson. A junior from Hudson, Florida, number 21, Natalie Aviola. And a sophomore from Deerfield, New Hampshire, number 23, Kaylee Nault. The Eagles are under direction of head coach Dennis Mullins, and he's assisted by Lauren Crofton McDonald, Nick Christensen, and Matt Goodman. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with a playing of our national anthem.
And that was the starting lineups. We'll go over these one more time just in case you couldn't quite hear it. The visiting Sabres will be Brianna Gielig, number 3 Brianna Gielig, number 4 Abby Larson, number 8 Kiki's Gordillo, number 9 Jacqueline Campos, number 15 Bailey Alvarado, number 23 Greeley Navis, number 25 Isabella Goodson, number 26 Caitlin Craver, number 30 Allison Schnell, number 39 Trinity Grimes, and in goal, number 40 Chelsea King. And for the home team Eagles will be number 1 Madison Weigler in goal, number 8 Addie Lasley, number 10 Lindsay Russell, number 11 Kate Harriman, number 16 Sophia Mullins, number 17 Kendra Donahue, number 19 Madison Higgins, number 20 Katie Benson, number 21 Natalie Aviola, number 23 Kaylee Nault, and the captain, number 26 Megan Buddymeyer. And the Eagles crowd is starting to fill out in this one a little bit.
It's exciting to see. Long weekend, men's team here to support. Got a lot of supporters out here today.
This game will be followed by the Husson University men's soccer versus Emerson College. Another exciting matchup on the day. Complete what's been a successful weekend for the Husson University Eagles. I believe so far they're 4-0 on the weekend.
I wasn't sure about the volleyball score yesterday. I think that was just a preseason tune-up game, but other than that, I'm pretty sure Husson's been perfect so far.
And we are underway. The Eagles will be in the white and green uniforms, moving right to left. Where the visiting Sabres will be in the blue with black shorts, moving left to right. And it will be Sabres ball here on this near side. As this one sent in over the top. And Nolt's there to shut that one down. Haley Nolt, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year for the North Atlantic Conference. The Eagles kind of took home the three-peat last year, a lot of those big awards.
The only thing that they were missing was the NAC championship, and I'm sure that's on their mind as the season kicks off this weekend.
This team definitely with a little bit of fire underneath them on the year. Kind of were favored all season long, had a disappointing loss right at the end of the year. But also with some big awards at the end of the season. Nolt with that Defensive Player of the Year. Javiola with another Player of the Year. As well as Addie Lasley with that Rookie of the Year. So the Eagles have some power on offense as Aviola is going to make her way around to Lasley in the middle, who's going to cut this one back. Nice little move, but knocked away by Marian, and some good defense there right towards the end of that play.
That all started from the 50-50 through ball. Husson determined to win that. Cut it inside, just couldn't get a good shot off.
This one sent up the line. Higgins going to be there to send it back towards Weigler. Higgins starting some more games on defense for the Eagles this year. This one sent into the middle, lost by Mullins, but Russell there to clean it up for the Eagles. Nice little pass outside there to Buddy Meyer. Buddy Meyer tries to fit that one into the middle. These first games are always interesting, I think, with some of that passing that teams kind of have to work out where they are on the field sometimes. And it's because it's a formation you've practiced during the practice that it doesn't mean you're going to be able to execute that in the game. But then as that season goes on, teams get more and more comfortable with that formation out there.
Which is why it's so important that Husson retained all the players they did. They only lost 5, and they're only going to lose 3 this year. Not trying to overshadow what's happening right now. But, I mean, this is a core that's going to be together for at least another 2 years. So it's pretty important to get that chemistry. They're probably building off what they had from last year, where Marian in the other spot lost 14 players last year, and they got 21 new ones.
The Eagles right now, the starting lineup, all juniors and sophomores besides Lindsey Russell out there. Definitely, at least in this starting group, could very well see pretty much the same 10 out there next season as well.
But it's also important to see who steps up in terms of leadership. I mean, this is a young team, so they don't have that veteran leadership that one normally has. They lost 3 captains last year, so that's what they're really trying to see when this season kicks off in these first couple of games. Who's going to step up in these big moments? Who's going to captain this team when their heads are down?
This one sent up the line. Buddy Meyer on the run towards that. Speaking of leadership, one of the first-year captains for this team as a junior. Buddy Meyer across the field. One of the team leaders in assists last season, and I believe also won the Sportsmanship Award for the Eagles. Off the field, I know Buddy Meyer is a very hard-working hospitality major. Definitely one of those players you kind of want talking to the referees out there on the field. Cool, calm, and collected. This one sent back to the goalkeeper. Aviola almost gets a toe on that one, as Mullins is going to send this one back to Marian. A good step there from Harriman, and the Eagles on the move offensively here, as Aviola is going to lose that one wide. Aviola held shotless in that Emmanuel College game from Friday. Not a stat line you normally see from her, obviously. Very terrific goal scorer for the Eagles in her first couple seasons here. Already up to 35 goals in just those 2 seasons alone.
And I mean, it's not a hard scouting report. All you have to do is go on that Husson Athletics statistics for the women's soccer team, and you'll see she's one of our top goal scorers already. and she's got 2 more years left in her, at least.
And that one will go wide. Aviola, 2 Player of the Years, has been first team NAC both her first seasons, as well as winning the Rookie of the Year her freshman year. As the Eagles have done well recruiting lately, back-to-back Rookie of the Year seasons for them. So definitely some strong contributors out of their freshman classes.
And that's all great work by Dennis Mullins, getting those classes, doing some good recruiting. I mean, we talked about the men's class the other day. I mean, we don't have any international prospects here on the women's team, but they went statewide. Statewide, I mean the whole United States, but he's done great.
And the Eagles bringing in 9 freshmen as well as 2 transfer junior students this year. Saw Addison Clark start in the game at Emmanuel College for the Eagles. Transfer out of Rocky Mountain College, I believe. Those junior players, as this one knocked aside. Marian defense has done well. I think the Eagles have definitely had a lion's share of kind of the possession in this one. They haven't managed to kind of break through that one chance with Lasley right in the middle of the goal area, but knocked away. As Nault will step and clear that one, showing that defensive prowess out there. Aviola makes a nice little move, finds Russell on the wing. He's going to have the time to cross this one in, a little short, knocked away. But Mullins will be there for the second ball. She's going to send this one back in. Lasley gets a head on it, but popped right up to the goalkeeper. Lasley trying to get this one started. It was the lone goal scorer for the Eagles on Friday. Got the season underway. You know, last year, obviously winning that Rookie of the Year like we mentioned, but it really kind of came on strong in the second half. And had a very good second half for the Eagles and kind of put herself in that conversation with some of their better strikers right up there with Aviola. Donahue's going to take her time, bringing this one up the right. As this will be given away to Marian. Sabres are going to bring this one up the line. That's Abby Larson, who's going to send this one wide. It'll be a throw-in for Buddy Meyer. Get it right into Mullins. Ball over the top to Russell. Aviola with a little turn. Very strong with kind of that quick footwork. I wouldn't say she's necessarily that player who's going to just take it. She's fast, obviously, but once she kind of gets the ball at her feet, then she can cut in between players very well out there.
This Marian defense and midfield is working together very well right now. If one player steps up in the back line, someone's dropping back to cover. That's where the struggles are starting. They can't find an open gap for Husson.
Marian last season went 7-7-4. Obviously out in Wisconsin. As Lasley almost gets a toe on that. And Marian bringing players from all over the country, similar to Husson. 11 Illinois players, obviously, out of Wisconsin. 10 Wisconsin players, 8 Californians. And a whole host of other states with 1 or 2 players. As Lasley turns on the Jets, she'll take a shot low and saved by the goalkeeper. Lasley, a sprinter for the Husson Eagles track team as well. Definitely has that speed up top. Kind of separate herself fast out there. Remember seeing that last year. There was a couple of her goals that were just kind of not a whole lot happening, and then all of a sudden she was kind of 5 steps ahead of the nearest defender. But this one over the top. Flag stays down for now. Cut inside and shot. Higgins gets a foot on it, and this will be cleared by the Eagles. Good scramble defense for them. There was almost a player wide open on that backside. as Lasley will step and get a toe on that. She'll be called for the foul there. A little too much physical contact on that one. I think this is the first free kick of this game. We'll see what Marian has drawn up here. Looking like they might go cross field as this one's going to be sent towards the middle. Sent wide. First time Marian's kind of had the ball with their offense set up out there, it feels like. Larson sends this one inside. Buddy Miner steps and clears. This one sent over to Campos. Back to Larson. Larson over the top. She has a player. And I think they're going to call her for offsides.
That was just offsides, but that was great vision right there, creating that opportunity. If that flag stayed down, it would have been a golden chance for this Marian offense to break through early.
That was Brianna Gillig who almost got on the end of that. I think she was probably only a step or two offsides. They let her kind of get possession of that before that whistle got blown. You know, Null has the leg to get this one pretty far up the field. She'll send this one over the top to a wide open Buddy Meyer. Missed touch there. Marian will take possession of it. Harriman will step. One sent middle. One touch passing here from Marian University. Nice passing here in this little offensive session here as Larson goes through some contact up the line now. This is Goodson, covered by Buddy Meyer. He's going to get her way around it. Nault there to cut that one off. He's just going to try to send this one down the line. No one home for the Eagles. As Russell will go up for that header. Larson sends a chip over the top. This one just wide for Marian. As Bailey Alvarado couldn't quite get a good hit on that. I think if she had gone just a clean kind of half volley on that, that could have been a very golden opportunity for the Sabres.
Just looks like Husson is getting too spread out there. There's a good middle ground between bunched up and too spread out.
Good little pass there as the Eagles looking to bring this one across the field potentially. Harriman finds Mullins. But Marian will take it right back, and they're now on the move. Long through ball foot race for this one. Looks like Nault's going to win that. And this one will be sent up the line. Nice little move there. Not necessarily beating him as this one over the top, but Weigler to catch that one. Seen it a couple times here. Marian seems to kind of keep getting players right in behind this Husson defense. It's a very dangerous thing, especially Marian seems comfortable with kind of sending these balls in over the top. That's a kind of difficult skill. You have to have that touch to get it right in between the defense and the goalkeeper out there.
So far, they're doing a great job finding that open player, causing that threat to the Husson defense.
And it will be Naomi Nybor who's going to take over in that right back position.
Nybor.
Good step there from Nault. Will spin by Larson in the middle. Tries to fit one through. This one's going to find its way to Goodson. Tries to find Larson overlapping her. Larson to the middle. Nault clears. Like I've said that about 10 times as Lasley steps to that.
Husson is doing a great job of clearing the ball right now, getting it to open space. The only problem is it's always gone to a Marian foot.
That was an unfortunate call there on Lasley. I think that one hit her in the hand while she was running through that. Looked like she had some running room in front of her. Schnell sending this one Trying to get it over the top. Mullins gets a head on it, bounces. There was a player there just too far. Will be a corner kick coming up, though, for the Sabres, who, after I mentioned that they didn't seem to have a whole lot of offensive pressure out there, ever since then, they've definitely been pushing on offense.
The field has definitely tilted ever since Marian got down here. Husson can't seem to break through.
Marian will line up with a bunch formation here, a split just before it. This one going into the middle off of a couple players, cleared by the Eagles. Second ball out, shot, and will take a couple hits off players and roll to Weigler's hands. Weigler, one of the sophomores who stepped up big for the Eagles down the stretch. Starting goalkeeper Hannah Kenny for them missed the second half of the season with an injury. And Weigler came in and was very strong for the Eagles. Finished the year 50% save percentage in her freshman year. Harriman's going to fight through some contact, has room in front of her. Tries to find Aviola. Harriman and Aviola, roommates off the field, friends out there on the field. This one knocked around. Higgins finds Lasley. Back to Russell. Bounces off. Harriman tries to send this one out wide. Two teams have definitely had to travel quite a bit in the last couple days. Obviously, Marian coming up to Maine soon, probably Thursday, playing USM Friday night. Husson drove down to Boston on Friday. Played that one, spent the night, and then spent some time in Boston before coming back here. Definitely a hot weekend here in Bangor as well.
Not only that, but it's the first weekend of competition for both of these teams. So expect to see some tired legs. They're not at full stamina yet. Probably the healthiest they'll be, but they'll get tired a lot quicker.
It currently stands at 80 degrees here in Bangor. Probably a little bit hotter out there on the turf field. Remember from my playing days, turf fields were usually about 5 to 10 degrees hotter. Just kind of surface heat coming off of them.
I feel like we're getting some surface heat getting up into this booth right now. It's getting hot.
As this one tried to fit inside. Donahue will step. Donahue, a physical player out there in the back for the Eagles. As Benson out on the right. This is Benson's first career start for the Eagles. She's a junior, but in only her second season with them. Lasley gets kind of a foot or toe or head on it, but not really anything hard for the goalkeeper. Higgins will step to this one, tries to find Harriman. It's a little bit too far past her. Mullins will turn in the middle. This one's going to be sent out wide. Be between Donahue and a Marian player for that one. As Nault will look to swing this one across the field. Higgins lets it get away from her a little bit, but plenty of time to scoop that one up. She'll find Harriman in the middle. Player on her back. And this will be lost to Marian by the Eagles. Ball over the top. And
Marian is loving these cross-field through balls right now. And it's been dangerous. Every time they've gotten one, it's gotten inside the 18.
That one, a dangerous ball right around that kind of top of the 6-yard line there. A couple players for Marian right in there, but Weigler does well to step off her line and get that one. That's kind of one of those ones that if Weigler just takes half a second to decide on that one, That's all it takes for the Marian player to get there first. Get a shot on. Flagler will scoop this one up. Like you said, the Eagles kind of play a very flat back line. Looking like they're kind of doing, not sure if you would call it a 3-5-2 out there or more of a 5-3-2. That both Buddy Meyer and Benson playing very back, very defensively. But in this flat kind of lineup, it's leaving these balls over the top for the Eagles, or for the Sabres that is, to try to fit one in behind that defense.
It hasn't burned them yet, but it's getting hot. They're almost, if they can just break through, Husson miscommunicates one time. There's that track star of yours.
As Lasley almost gets a toe on it. Goalkeeper comes out and clears that one.
That is what makes Aviola and Lasley such a dangerous duo. One calls for the defender as Aviola scores boatload of goals, where Lasley is a track star and she can run off just as well.
And similar to kind of how the Sabres have been trying to send that ball in over the top, Lasley can be dangerous out there. That all it takes is just one kind of half-second hesitation, and she's a step ahead of you. At that point, you're probably not catching her out on the field. Nice little cut there inside by Campos, the senior. Going to try to send this one wide, taken away by Husson. Russell, nobody around her. A couple players stepping now. She's going to send this one up towards Aviola. As the Eagles looking to keep this one on the ground. Buddy Meyer taking this one herself, finds Lasley. Lasley goes to fit this one towards Harriman. The Donahue stepping. Thought St. Louis was going to go in there in a second. This one cut back inside. Pass to the top. Other ball behind. Player goes down in the box. No foul called.
That is a great challenge right there. If you're a split second late on your decision to go for that ball as a defender, that's a penalty kick.
And that one right there, I think if Harriman had gone that past the Marian defender, Lasley was clean free up there. And Devin St. Louis will replace Kate Harriman out there for the Eagles. She'll move towards that right striker position. I think Aviola will take over kind of the attacking center mid.
Substitutions entering the game for the
Eagles playing with just the two
Number 11,
up top. Aviola
Louis,
definitely, though,
Marian.
will be given her chances to move up
Number
the field.
22, Sophia Romo. Number 5, Sarah Day. And number 11, Lillian Theodone.
And a player will go down on that one. Ref will have a quick conversation out there with Lasley. Now, we saw St. Louis and Lasley a lot last season up top for the Eagles. Kind of before Lasley became a starter for them, those two would kind of go in to replace Harriman and Aviola up top. The Eagles looking to try to crack this one open potentially. St. Louis, the fresh legs out there, pressuring that back line. As the Eagles do well defensively, shut that play down. And Molly Finn will replace Lasley out there. Those wingers definitely get a lot of running in up there. one sent up top. Nolt will step to that. He's going to send a ball towards St. Louis and Finn. As St. Louis will step and win that one for the Eagles. Mullins tries to send one back. Benson up the line. That wing position can definitely be a tough one. You're just kind of forced to run up and down the field the whole time, have a lot of responsibilities both offensively and defensively. Sometimes it kind of feels like you can't do something right. Everybody's yelling at you to get back on defense right after you just run all the way up on offense.
I played a lot of wing in high school, and just like you said, it's when something's not going right, it truly does feel like nothing's going right for you. You're either not getting back right defensively, not getting up enough up to help out the offense, but once it starts to click, it really starts to click, and I don't think you could do it without that wing position. It's one of the most hardest positions to play, probably other than goalkeeper on the field.
And Buddy Meyer will take this corner kick short, back out to Buddy Meyer. Seems like a set-up play here for the Eagles. This one won by St. Louis. The Eagles on that one were trying to pull that defense out and then send it back in, but didn't quite work. Marian kind of caught on, didn't allow much to happen.
Marian's also doing a great job at reading passes right now. Reading the defender's eyes, taking that lane away right as soon as the Husson player sees it.
Nolt will send this all the way back towards Weigler. Weigler will send it up to Donahue. Finding Mullins. Mullins over the top towards Finn. Foot race for this one, kicked wide by Marian. This one might trickle its way just inside of the post, I believe. So it will be a throw in for the Eagles. That's a couple feet off of having another corner kick. And this one will be sent in to St. Louis. And I think they'll call the offsides off of the pass from St. Louis to Finn out there. St. Louis coming in for that one. The Eagles trying to stop this one in the corner. Marian does well to get that one out. That can be a dangerous position when you kind of get multiple players and kind of curl around right on the sideline there. Sort of squeeze the ball away from him. A ball up the line. Buddy Meyer will step. And hurried pass on that one given away to the Eagles. And this one given right back. Coach is calling to just kind of take it easy. It seems like the Eagles have been trying to force things kind of up the middle. Need to try to get this one out wide. Spread this team out. And a nice job there by Mullins, similar to what we saw on the other end.
Marian is really clogging up those lanes, forcing those Husson defenders to start running it up, which isn't their strong suit, but then they're trying to force these long balls that haven't been working, giving the ball right back to Marian.
And Mullins and Benson will depart for the Eagles. while Mackenzie Lambert, the senior, will go in for the Eagles, as well as Paige Dunn getting her first playing minutes for this Husson Eagles squad.
Number 24,
The freshman
Marian
midfielders of Las Vegas, Nevada.
For the Eagles, number 29, Paige Dunn, and number 2, Mackenzie Lambert.
And Dunn immediately stepping to that one, sending it wide. Not anybody there for the Eagles. Lambert played 85 minutes in that game against Emmanuel College last Friday. The return of Donahue pushed her back out to the bench. Definitely a very strong player for the Eagles, one of their better defenders. She assisted Lasley on that goal against Emmanuel. And that one popped up in the air. Won by Marian. Trying to find this one inside. Lambert steps, knocks that one sideways. And this one sent high over the top. St. Louis and Finn trying to close in on the goalkeeper will force her to send that one wide. And the Eagles will have possession here in the attacking third. And Donahue's going to try to send this one up the middle. Finn gets a head on it, trying to find Buddy Meyer over the top. Buddy Meyer will almost get a hold of that one. Good job by Hidone getting on that. Higgins chooses to just send this one up towards the top, scooped up by the goalkeeper. She would have liked to take just a little bit off of that one. She had Finn close to her. And Harrington will replace Buddy Meyer out there on the field.
Substitutions.
Meyer in that kind of thankless wing position
number
out
21,
there.
Taylor Pearl, and number
A lot of
17,
running.
Elizabeth Vitale. And entering the game for the Eagles, number 28, Abby Harrington.
Harrington joined the squad about midway through the season last year. Played in a few games for the Eagles last year. Played pretty decent minutes, though, on Friday. Played the final 30 of that one. I think just that alone was more than what she had played last season. Getting season off on the right foot. And stepping to that one, she'll lose her footing. And Lambert trying to step to that one, just not in time. The Eagles have a player on that back side. As Dunn's going to step to this. Finn tries to turn. She'll find St. Louis. And Harrington playing some tight defense. Donahue get in front of that one, trying to send something over the top. That one home for the Eagles.
Marion's strikers up front are doing a great job at pressing this Husson defense. It's forcing Husson to just clear it as far as they can instead of trying their slow build-up.
I think the other thing this Eagles team would love to do is have these two wingers in Harrington and Lambert kind of push up the field. But Marion's doing a good job of just kind of pressing those outside wing positions that you can't really push those players up, so it's leaving the offense kind of on their own up there.
Which means if once Husson does try to clear it, the striker's got to do a good job of holding that ball up at the midfield line, waiting for those wingers to come, run off of them to get that ball deeper down into the Marian defense.
I think there was a dog that just made a play on the ball out there on that far side.
Entering the game for Marian, number 28, Kate Mayfield. number 29, Isabella Sanchez.
And it will be number 28, Kate Mayfield, and 29, Isabella Sanchez, entering for Marian, looking to get some fresh legs up top. One sent wide to Harrington. She'll miss the touch and catch the offensive player on that one. And the referee will nip that one in the bud, I think. Really, Finn was trying to run in front and catch that one, obviously. Got to give the kicker at least 10 yards out there. Most players don't. This one sent over the top. Weigler will pick that one up. Pretty common kind of not time-wasting strategy, but slow that one down, kind of get in front of it. Don't allow them to really get something off. Let your defense reset. Definitely something that referees don't like out there. It's obviously a clear violation of the rules, but strategy employed by pretty much everyone, as this one almost finds its way into the back of the net. I think that was Russell who got foot on it, finding its way towards the corner, but a nice diving save there by King.
Ball was bouncing around. That was a good job just to get it on net, try to get a shot off. This keeper hasn't really been tested much yet. We got to see what we're dealing with, especially with these out-of-conference games. You've never seen Marian before. You got to see how they play.
I think here we see Husson women's soccer kind of employing what we saw on the men's side last Friday. Mario Alvarez scoring an Olympico in that one. Goal off of the corner kick. This one will be short, though. As that one will be cleared wide by Marian. Aviola will pick this one up. Aviola's going to take a shot high and wide. Haven't gone to see that much this season so far, just in this first game and a half. Aviola there. See the danger, if you give her just kind of a foot or two of space, she has the power to kind of take one from outside of the 18.
This Husson offense is finally starting to find each other out there, creating good passes, creating enough space to get shots away. Haven't been quality shots, but they've been great opportunities.
And it will be a Marian throw coming up here. The Eagles looking to try to keep this one pinched down the corner. They'll take this one away. Russell gets hit hard from behind on that one. That was Kate Mayfield, came in and hit Russell. Six-foot sophomore. As this will be Aviola. Seen her take shots from this distance before. I think she's going to try to fit this on the backside. See Nault potentially on the end of this. This one to the backside. Nault does get a head on it. Just a little bit too tall for her. This one will be picked up.
Substitutions entering the game for the Eagles. Number 31, Edie Shea.
And it will be Edie Shea replacing Lindsay Russell out there. A junior, missed last season due to injury. Started quite a few games her freshman season, though. Or played in quite a few games her freshman season. Finn with some room in front of her. She'll take a shot low, saved by King. King's looked very comfortable out there in goal so far. Not tested a lot, but it hasn't seemed like she's been threatened by a whole lot of these Eagles' chances.
These last 5 minutes have been really good for her. Both these keepers actually have been really posed, really calm.
Doan will send this one up the right side, cross to the middle. Weigler, too tall for her, knocked away. But Lambert there to clear that one. And that was almost a very dangerous play. Weigler, I think, was potentially misread that just slightly. Was a little bit above her head. Couldn't quite get clean hand on it. The Eagles passing this one around inside the 18. Always a dangerous little ball to play, just one missed touch. Can lead to a goal chance for the opposing team. Shea will step to that one. 50-50 ball now here, won by Marian. Nybor sends this one back. Higgins sends this one up top. Harrington will win this one. She'll send this one off of Marian player. This one finds its way to Aviola. Aviola sending a ball up the line, too far for Finn. Be 3:30 left on that clock in this scoreless first half of play. This one chipped over the top. One sent middle. Weigler doesn't get a hand on it. Clear goal there. Sent wide by the Eagles defenders. It'll be a corner kick coming up, but a very good chance there for Marian. Weigler saved the first one. It was still on the ground when it kind of bounced to a Marian player. Marian's definitely had some of the better opportunities, but so far it's been a very even game offensively, I think. Both teams have had some good opportunities out there in the offensive third, but neither has managed to capitalize. This one sent middle. Shea will get a foot on it. It'll be a throw in now for the Sabres.
This feels like one of those games where once we do see a breakthrough, the goals are going to come either very quickly or it's just going to be that lone goal, making it a heart attack finish for both these teams.
As Harrington loses control of this one sent wide and will bounce its way in off the far post. A nice little finish there by Taylor Pearl, the senior of Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
That's what we've seen so far from Marian, and they finally broke through with it, attacking wide, trying to shoot across the keeper. Finally broke through. Now we're either going to see, is it that one lone goal, or is we going to get a bunch of them in these final 45 minutes?
Managed to get past Harrington on that one. On a dangerous through ball. That was a very tough angle to take a shot from, though. It was kind of wide of the 6 and managed to kind of fit it in off the post there. Weigler just couldn't quite get to that one. And Marian will be up 1-0 in this one. A minute 30 left in the first half. Could be a good chance for them to carry some strong momentum into the halftime. One up to Dunn, finds Lambert. Lambert trying to find St. Louis. Eagles with a minute left here on the clock. Love to try to tie this one up right before. It'll be a goal kick coming up. Marian will take their time on this one, I'm sure. Might run this one to the other side of the 6. And 40 seconds and counting here in this first half. King will kick this one off.
We said it in the first minutes of this game. Might as well say it in the last minutes of this half. This is where the captain's got to step up. Like we said, they lost 3.
And Aviola gets on at the end of it, but will push it just wide. And she was 1v1 with the goalkeeper right there just to the left of the penalty spot. It's a spot that you often see her at least put one on net. It's a chance she'll want back. You want to make the goalkeeper at least have to make a save on a play like that. And that will end the first half. Marian will go into the half up 1-0. We'll be back here for the second half in about 15 minutes for the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Crenoweth. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Welcome back here to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen, joined alongside by Caden Trenowith. And right now, the Marian University Sabres are leading this one 1-0 over Husson University. Obviously a non-conference matchup for both these teams. Definitely important for your overall record, but not necessarily for the end of the year playoff scenarios.
I'm really interested to see how Husson defends that, what's the right word for it, that cross that Marian has played that has been very effective, that led to that one goal. They got really close all the times they've used it. Across the box cross. Across the box cross. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, the Sabres also, to build off of that, had a very strong kind of over-the-top through ball play that was working well. See if the Eagles defense adjusts to that at all. Usually play a very flat back line. Sabres offense seems to work around a lot of that kind of over-the-top passes. Looks like Addison Clark, one of the junior transfers from Centralia College, has entered the game on this right wing near side for us. As Nault will get a hold of this one, send it over to Clark. Clark played 54 minutes and started for the Eagles the other day at Emmanuel. Hard pass there from Lambert, sends a player to the ground. And Clark right there, stepping into that one. You often see it. It's always interesting when you bring in kind of transfer students. A lot of them can be some very strong players out there, and it just takes a little bit for them to kind of get implemented into the team. You're not necessarily going to just put that player right in there, have them replace a new player out on the field. Once they've earned that role, they can sometimes be really key contributors out on the field. As Buddy Meyer is going to send this back to Lambert. Aviola controls it, finds Mullins. Buddy Meyer to the middle. And scooped up by Gordio. He's going to send a ball just wide. Weigler will pick that one up. To roll it out to Nault. Nault's going to send it inside to Dunn. Nice little spin there in the middle. And pass central to Gordio. Gordio sends one middle. Lambert will step and win that one. Gonna have to ward off Campos. Finds Buddy Meyer on the wing. Buddy Meyer inside to Mullins. Mullins tries to send this one over the top. Clark does her best to try to win that one. And a slow little pass back, missed touch there. And Harriman will get on the end of it. No goalkeeper, and Harriman will send that one home as she will score the first home game goal for the Eagles. Kate Harriman steps to that one. This touch there from King leads to the goal for the Eagles. Harriman will make the run down the line. Harriman. Get high fives from her teammates.
That was great pressure from the start. That ball ended up being a 50-50 ball coming down the wing. All started with an Eagles win, and then they won every 50-50 ball, leading to the ball going into the back of the net for the Eagles. And now we got a tied game.
I think both Aviola and Harriman had a chance at that one. That was a kind of a dangerous pass straight back to the goalkeeper. Wasn't moving that fast. King couldn't quite get it cleanly, was out of her box. Harriman took it away and knew right what to do with it. Harriman sends this one to Mullins, up top to Russell. Russell was trying to point towards Aviola on that far side. Players all around her. Nice little turn inside there from Gordio. A very strong central midfielder for this Marian team, and that's another one of those passes right over the top. And Nault slides in and gets that one cleanly. That's a dangerous tackle right there. You don't get that one clean.
You have to be confident you can make that play if you make a tackle in that area. If you mistimes it, that's a penalty or a very dangerous free kick.
And potentially a red card as well out there, depending how much body you get on that kind of play. A lot of referees aren't very lenient on those as Lambert goes down. This one buried home.
Heard a whistle, though.
As the offensive player will be called for the foul. We saw Lambert kind of go flying on that one.
Abby Larson just a little bit too aggressive. The ref didn't like it. It's a break for the Eagles defense right there.
Be kind of hard as an offensive player when you get those chances. Kind of have to throw everything out on the line. He did just that. And was too aggressive towards Lambert. That's the Emerson soccer team. You can see in your upper left corner. They'll be playing Husson men's soccer team just after this matchup. We'll be back here in Caden, that is, here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network for that one. Mullins will step to that. That play, again, set up kind of by one of those over-the-top balls that the Eagles have been struggling with in this one. Lambert will step to that. Cleared away by Dunn. And Clark will step to that and send it wide. As Mullins will take this one away. But that'll be off of her and out for a corner kick coming up for the Sabres. Watch out for the player tying their shoe. Those are always the most dangerous one on those corner kick plays.
Do you ever do any fake tie-ups in your day?
I scored off a fake tie-up. This one sent inside, just over the top of the shoelacer, but it will be wide for a goal kick, or no, corner kick on the other side that went off of an Eagle player. Sometimes be a great strategy to just kind of, you get left unmarked, doesn't seem like you're in the play, you're not kind of standing up in a dangerous spot, and all of a sudden you pop up right when that kick's about to go under. Players don't always follow you. This one, good play into the middle. Knock to Russell. Russell up top. Shooting chance here, but good step by Russell to knock that one clear. That could have been a chance. Aviola with room in front of her. Harriman on her left. Aviola taking this one herself up the right. Megs the player, sends her down. Goalkeeper will come out to scoop that one up. It's just a little too far for Aviola to get a foot on that one. Goes to take it herself rather than trying to send it across. That was the right decision. Harriman was kind of open out there. Aviola had running room in front of her. Nault will slide down, just kind of send that one down. Good play. Didn't really keep possession of it, but slowed it down enough to get the defense back on her side. One popped up. Weigler scoops it up. She'll send this one out to Clark.
Both teams have picked it up here in this second half. We are seeing dangerous counterattacks back and forth.
And miss hit there from Nault will stay inbounds though. As Aviola almost gets a foot on that one. Mullins gets another step. The Eagles winning some 50-50 balls right now. Russell sees Buddy Meyer just short of her, but gets there. Eagles offense working well right now. Lambert up the line to Harriman. Sends it out wide to Buddy Meyer. Buddy Meyer's going to be able to cross this one. Send it into the middle. Bouncing wide and headed out for a corner kick. Eagles will get a chance here. The Mullins taking this one. Buddy Meyer's going to drop back into more defensive position for the Eagles. See what the Eagles' strategy is on this one. Different corner kick kind of set up for them. Mullins 2 hands up, sends it in. Trying to find Dunn. Get a foot on it. Aviola will kind of get a half shot, which really kind of, she wanted to hit that one a little more cleanly. King with a nice throw out wide. And picked up by Marian. A through ball up the middle. Clark in a foot race here with Gordio. Clark's going to win that potentially. Will be off of her though. Throw-in will be quick to Gordio. Pass across, wide open. Nice save by Weigler. Second player there to score the goal. Husson defense asking for the offsides flag. But a great save almost by Weigler. Good follow-up play.
There's another one of those cross leading to a bunch of commotion in front for another goal.
Marian goal, scoring number 25, Bella Goodson. Assist to number 11, Lillian.
Husson's got to find a way to slow that play down, or they will be playing chase for the rest of this game.
It was Lillian Hadone who had that first shot on goal for them. Great save by Weigler on that one. Bounced straight towards Isabella Goodson, who buried that one home. Her first goal with the team. Junior out of Live Oak, California. This one sent over the top. There's a handball call on that one.
That was a great first save there by Weigler. Just the defense got too spread out to get that rebound cleared. They've done a good job at getting the rebounds cleared.
Donahue, nice ball across to Lambert. Lambert finds Russell. Russell over the top to Buddy Meyer. Buddy Meyer sends this one back to Mullins. Mullins, nice little move inside. Find Buddy Meyer up the line. She'll have time to send this one across. This one towards Harriman and Aviola. King steps and makes the play on that one. Very strong step there from King. I feel like she's controlled her box very well. That one goal scored was kind of that weird play in that tweener range between she can pick that one up or just kick it away. And Dunn will send that one wide. Null up the middle, off of Russell to Harriman, back to Dunn. Dunn out wide to Buddy Meyer. Referee will allow this one to keep moving. Aviola will go down in the box. And it will be a goal kick call on that one. I think the defender got some ball on that before Aviola kind of ran into her. And Donahue gets a foot on this over the top of Gordio's head. Harriman with it, finds Russell. Russell has Buddy Meyer wide open. That's definitely been a connection we've seen in this game. Kind of seen Russell every time she gets the chance to try to find Buddy Meyer on that far side. And this one will be taken middle. Moving through central defense for the Eagles. Nault will be called for the foul on that one. A dangerous little free kick coming up here. Not shooting chance, but one you can kind of put players right in around that 18 and try to send one in over the top. They'll play it short catch the Eagles off guard here. Eagles ready for the contest. Will ride its way out of bounds. And Sabres will play this one short back to the defense. This one sent over the top. Wide open player here. It's going to be pushed wide by Clark. Clark loses their footing. Shot high. Weigler gets a glove on it off of the crossbar. As that was number 15, Bailey Alvarado, who almost made some nice moves out on that backside. I think that could have been a goal if Weigler didn't get a glove to it.
Great display of dribbling right there.
It can be hard. I'm not sure where Clark exactly went to school, but I know as Larson will get a head on that one, she rises up over the defense and scores that for the Eagles, or for the Sabres, that is. I believe that was Larson out there. A nice corner kick there right into the penalty spot, got over the top.
Scorer number 4, Abby Larson.
Larson will get the goal. He's been in and around a couple of the other ones.
Cheekies, Gordillo.
A nice goal there from the Sabres. All of a sudden up 3-1 now, 30 minutes left in this second half. Feels like the Sabres have had better part of the last kind of 45 minutes. Felt like right out of the gates, the Eagles were on top in that regard. And then over time, it just kind of kept building towards more of a Sabres lead out there. I know looking at the halftime stats, Sabres had 54-46% possession rate out there. The Eagles looking to work this one up. Russell's going to switch this one across. Towards Dunn. She'll find Nault over to Lambert.
Marian really has done a tremendous job in this game, shutting down, like there, shutting down the Husson attack, really stalling it, allowing their defenders to get back, marking someone, which has led to great counterattack opportunities.
A hard step there from Dunn. No foul call, but taken away by Sabres. Larson has it in the middle here, streaking up through the middle, but good step by Nault. Alvarado almost clean through on that one. Larson tries to take this up the middle, ball over the top. Alvarado will get on the end of it, but too far for her. Couldn't quite manage to corral that long ball in over the top. It'll be a goal kick coming up for
Enter the game
Eagles.
for the Eagles, number 20, Katie Benson.
And Katie Benson will re-enter the game for the Eagles. Kicking back over at that right back position. Clark had been in that wing position for quite a long time out there. And Aviola will step and win that one. Played against Aviola this past winter during a Winter League ball. A lot of people obviously known for her offense out there, but quite a good defender, kind of just, not really expecting it. She kind of just flags around up top sometimes, and all of a sudden you're getting hit from behind. You can lose the ball quickly out there. Weigler will get on the end of this. Larson right there. As Marian continues to get some opportunities up top. It'll be Buddy Meyer up top to Harriman. Harriman, nice spin on the wing. He finds Mullins. Eagles switching this one back across the field, trying to find Aviola over the top. Will bounce its way to Harriman, though. Harriman, a little too strong for Aviola. She'll track this down in the corner, though. And try to send it back towards the middle. Not enough leg on it to get to Harriman. And Sabres defense getting a hold of it. Lambert, hard hit on it. This one will roll wide for a throw-in. And Laura Martell will enter for Paige Dunn.
Substitution entering the game for the Eagles, number 7, Laura Martell.
Martell, a very talented defensive center midfielder for this Eagles squad. Martell out of Westport, Massachusetts. Played in 14 games last year, scoring a goal out there. Marian throw in here. As Donahue will step to this, sending one in towards the box. Will bounce around. Fordio there to clear that one. As Larson will make a move past Martell, finding Doan up top. Mullins takes this away, scooped up by Larson. Larson is returning top scorer for this Marian team. Top point player for them. 2 goals and 4 assists this past season. Played over 1,000 minutes for the Sabres team last year. Played most of this game as well. Aviola crossing this one in. 2 inside. King catch that one cleanly in the air. I think she was trying to get that one kind of around that midpoint between the 6 and the penalty spot out there. Really kind of a golden zone, I think, on a lot of those crosses. It's kind of as close as you can get without the goalkeeper being able to just kind of catch that one pretty easily. Benson will go down to the ground to kick that one off of a player. That will go off of the Sabres. And a whole bunch of players head out there. Eagles will place Aviola and Harriman up top. Bring in St. Louis and Lasley.
I'm sure they're just trying to look for something new up top. Nothing's been working really in this second half. Trying to create a little mismatch for the defenders.
Eagle substitutions entering the game, number 13, Devin St. Louis, and number 8, Addie Lasley.
And I think for the Sabres, they brought in a couple different defensive players out there. Benson will get ahead on this one, straight to St. Louis. Gets in on the play right away. Mullins tries to send this one back. Lasley will get called for the foul.
I'm interested to see what Husson's defense does here in the last 20 minutes. Are they going to start to suffocate more? Or are they going to leave it one-on-one, just a tad bit more aggressive, try to create something else?
This one up the middle. I think at this point, kind of at that point in the game where you need to choose whether or not, obviously a non-conference match, not necessarily prominent that you need to win this match. Obviously, you would love to win this game, but also kind of use it as a chance to let some players get out there and get some game time experience as well. And then also, trying to win this one, you might kind of move to a more offensive group out there Eagles been playing with the wingbacks very defensively. You might move to something a little bit more straightforward.
Entering the game for Marian, number 10, Rosa Lazat.
The Eagles may try to start pushing these wings a little bit more. Just playing a little more offensively out there, which on the flip side will leave some more openings for this Marian team to get some balls up the sidelines.
Which they've loved to do. The real reason why the wingbacks have been playing so back is because of these through balls over the head of the defenders. The wingbacks have been the last line of defense, sort of, when that ball does clear.
Mullins tries to send one over the top, won't get to anybody, and taken away by Marian. Russell will step to that, find Lasley. Lasley with a player behind her, but running room in front of her. Nice pass to St. Louis. Might have taken just a pick off of a defensive player. Player loses their footing. St. Louis gets a toe on it. And will curl its way just wide of the goal.
Entering the game for Marian, number 24, Aviano Grossia.
And this one will be sent out wide. And the Eagles will take that one away. Pressure, Martell with it now. She's got St. Louis right in front of her. Will make the pass to her, out wide to Lasley. Nice passing by the Eagles. Lasley cuts it back, will send across towards the backside, just a little too far for Buddy Meyer. Russell almost gets a toe on it. As Martell will get fouled from behind, she'll go down. And the Eagles will get a free kick here from about 10 yards outside of the 18. We'll see what they choose to do on this one. So Mullins has the power to kind of get this one on target. We could also just choose to try to pass this one short. They'll take a shot headed out wide. I think that's kind of one of those ones that they're just trying to get that one in around the goal. Hopefully it bounces out to one of your players.
Substitutions for the Eagles. Entering the game, number 5, Ella Hosford, and number 31, Edie Shea.
And Edie Shea and Ella Hosford will replace Mullins and Russell out there in the midfield for the Eagles. Hosford, a freshman out of Bucksport, Maine. This will be a throw-in coming up for Buddy Meyer. This one sent over the top. King will get on the end of this one and pick it up. And this one sent out wide now. That'll be a foul going in the Eagles' possession, so they'll get another free kick coming up here. This one about the midway area. This one will definitely be a ball into the box. Nolt has the leg to kind of float this one in. We'll send one in over the top. Lasley tries to get in front of it. Covered by 3 or 4 players. Martell doesn't hit that one cleanly. Bounces out to Lambert. Lambert will lose it to Sabres. Nolt will collect it though. Send it back to Weigler. Weigler back to Nolt now. Eagles are just kind of pass this one around at the backside of the defense. Lambert sends one up top to Benson. Benson finds Hosford. Benson will send this one hard. That's a difficult ball to try to trap out there for St. Louis. Hosford gets on the end of it from the pressure. Pass towards St. Louis. St. Louis just won't quite manage to get to it. Buddy Meyer will usher this one out for the Eagles, though.
We have seen great things from this Husson striker duo when they pressure the defensive line, force them to make mistakes. It's going to open up a lot of offensive opportunities for you.
And this one will be taken away by the Eagles now, as Weigler will send this up top towards Donahue. Lasley out wide to Benson. Nice little cut. Benson sees Lasley almost. He tried to send that one kind of up. Difficult ball to try to pass with your right foot. Really love to take that one with your left. Lasley sends one towards Hosford. For Lasley and Hosford probably saw some of each other back in high school. Lasley, the Ellsworth grad, Hosford, Bucksport, right next door to each other. A lot of the players in that kind of central eastern Maine region up there played a lot of kind of travel ball together, I think. It's not a whole lot of teams to choose from up there. As St. Louis sends her way past, she's going to take a shot right into the upper corner, and St. Louis buries that one home for the Eagles. Great play by her as she works her way past a couple players for that one.
Well, we just talked about it. We pressure the defense on the back passes. Great things have happened. That's twice now. Both of those goals came from the same thing.
Number 31,
High pressure on that back line.
Entering the game for Marian, number 6, Ella Morrow, and into the game for the Eagles. Number 16,
great play there by St. Louis. Took it away from the defender, picked her pocket, knew just what to do with it. She buried that one home into the upper left-hand corner. And Martell will depart for Mullins. Now this one back to a one goal difference in this one. And little stoppage there. The referees thought that the Eagles had one too many players out there. That substitution kind of happened right during that goal celebration. And that one taken off of Lambert. Pass inside, shot high over the top of Weigler. And that one buried home by the Marian Sabres.
What a way to respond. Husson started showing some life. Marian shut him down instantly. Left open right above the 18s, tucked it right under the post.
And these ladies from Wisconsin showing their roots. How was top cheese on that one? That one got blasted right over the top.
Marian goals, scorer number 10,
Of
Rose
Weigler's fingertips.
Zod, assist to number 3, Brianna Jellick. Entering the game for Marian, number 32,
And
Emily
right
Vasquez.
back at it.
To the game for the
Marian
Eagles,
goes
number
back
21,
up 2
Madeline
goals.
Fabiola.
The Eagles losing all that momentum there from that St. Louis goal moments earlier. And now Hosford sending one up top towards Lasley. Lasley tries to find Aviola behind her. Rosa Lazat, who scored that goal for Marian. Nice passing led to that one. And then right up underneath the crossbar. It's one that Weigler just really has very limited chance. And the Eagles continuing to substitute pretty heavily out there. Not something we usually see on this team, especially later on in the season. Coach Mullins usually leaves pretty much those 11 starters, maybe subs the wings a couple times. But in this one, non-conference matchup, been using pretty much the full bench. Obviously not all the players so far.
Substitutions enter the game for the Eagles. Number 19, Madison Higgins. And into the game for Marian, number 12, Ruby Dollar.
And Higgins will replace Lambert out there on the left back position. Aviola makes a move past the player here. Gonna send one towards St. Louis. And that's a difficult ball as a striker. You're expecting that defensive player to get a toe on it. And it misses her, bounces its way right into the box. And Nolt passes this one back to Weigler. Weigler up wide to Higgins. Higgins will lose possession of that one. And this will be passed middle. And Benson will send this up to Mullins. But taken away by the Sabres. Benson again. Aviola, nice little move to get past. And the Sabres choose to just usher this one wide. That's kind of a smart play. You never want to have Aviola running straight at you with the ball. Be a foul call on this one. Aviola will take. Going to try to fit this one in to Lasley or St. Louis potentially. Buddy Meyer on that backside could be dangerous as well. This one's short though, and taken by the Sabres. Got running room in front of them. Nolt will step and knock that one wide. Mullins sends this up to Lasley. And Aviola just trying to send one up the middle kind of. But no one home for the Eagles. Aviola really kind of known for more of being a striker player. I know the last couple seasons, St. Louis and Lasley, they've been kind of putting her more at that attacking position for the Eagles. Hosford here over towards Lasley. St. Louis as well out of that kind of same region as Hosford and Lasley. Holden, Maine. Sure, three players who probably played together at least once or twice in high school.
We've seen a lot of passes. Can't tell if it's just early season miscues, but a lot of passes going to the other team's feet. Something to look out for as the season goes on, if that improves.
I think it's definitely passing can be one of the hardest things early on in the season. You haven't really played together as a team for that long. As Lasley makes a nice pass here to St. Louis. Those two have played together for a couple years. Aviola, nice little move around the side. Sent the cross in just over the top of Lasley's head. He couldn't quite get tip of her noggin on that one. And Finn and Russell will come in for St. Louis and Hosworth.
Substitutions enter the game for the Eagles.
That
Number
is.
6, Molly Finn. And number 10,
Still
Lindsay
learning
Russell into the game for
new
Marian.
names out there.
Number 8, Chiquis Gordito. Number 9, Jacqueline Campos. Number 29, Isabella Sanchez. And number 11, Lillian Hicone.
Kiki's Rodillo, who's been very strong, in my opinion, in that central midfield position. A very technical player out there and a dangerous force. This one will be passed in. Marian players getting some advice from head coach Chris Gaskin in his second season with this team. Actually played at the now non-existent Green Mountain College in Vermont. Played Husson multiple times back in his own college days a few years ago. Back in 2009, kind of 2012 era. Husson winning all 4 of those games. Has some solid college soccer roots. Probably wouldn't be surprised if that kind of old playing teams kind of led to this trip up towards the northeast for them. Obviously, Wisconsin to Maine is definitely not a short trip at all. But you kind of remember some of those teams you played back in college, have some of those same old connections. It's a good way to kind of find your way back up here. As Gordio showing that good footwork again. Nice job by her moving to space on that one. She'll make a nice little move right in front. And that one knocked just off. Much to the chagrin of head coach Gaskin on that one.
That was a really nice move up that sideline. It didn't look like from our spot she was fully out.
Going to be a hard one for the referee. You got all this whole bench kind of right down in front of him, trying to see just the last whisper of the ball. Got multiple lines down there. Soccer playing the white. Red lines are the lacrosse lines out there. It's a multi-purpose field here at Boucher. And this one sent up. Higgins will step in front of that. And Gordio will get it stripped by Aviola. Mullins here with it, sends it up to Lasley. Almost taken away by some Sabre players, but Lasley stays with it. She's going to turn on the Jets up the middle, has the speed, will take a shot off of a player. Get in front of that one, get knocked down, sent sky high now. And Benson will just kind of get a head on it. Marian University, only a near 20-hour drive from here. Definitely not a short trip by any means. This one will be a pass over the top. Donahue gets a piece of it. This one found into the middle. Nice little cutback there. Really think the central midfield for this Marian team has kind of pulled them ahead in this one. Very stifling defense as well. A couple players in the middle for them. Very strong passers has set up most of all their goals with those dangerous through balls. Made the Eagles kind of change their defensive strategy a little bit maybe. Just kind of got them off guard out there. And Hosford will re-enter the game for Mullins. Hosford will fight her way through some contact on that one. Chased down by Gordio, who will strip that one and send it wide. Hosford does a good job, though, of sticking with that one and forcing it out.
Gordio has been a real difference maker for this Marian team. She has caused, I mean, that's a great pass right there into open space. Let your midfielder run onto it.
And Hosford again there, almost strips that one away. Donahue tries to send this one up to Lasley. If that had made its way through, Lasley had probably 10 yards between her and the next player. And Benson will send this one towards Aviola. She'll lose that one. Harriman will replace Buddy Meyer out there on the field. 3:25 and counting now left in this second half. Eagles down 2 in this one.
Substitutions entering the game for Marian.
As Finn gets a toe on it. She a little bit late on that pass towards Aviola. That play right on her back.
11, Kate Harriman.
Lasley sends this one to Finn. Finn trying to turn, will lose it. Taken away by another one of those central midfielders, Isabella Sanchez. This one passed to Gordio. Gordio calmly sends this one out wide. Pass across, taken away by Harriman. She'll lose it in the middle to Campos. This one sent up the line towards Harriman. The Sabres player trying to go through some contact on that one. She'll send one back to the middle. Gordio steps for that. And taken away by Harriman. Finn takes one too many touches. We'll find Benson. Benson to Aviola, back to Donahue. Nice header there to clear that. And some space here on this one. Foot race between Benson and Hidone. Not sure who that one went off of. Looks like it will be an Eagles throw in here. And this one sent back to Null. And this one bouncing its way middle. Gordio with it now. Got players in front of her. Will take a shot from distance over the top of Weigler's head. And a beautiful goal on that one. Picked her head up. Everybody expecting her to make that pass. Instead takes it from probably 22, 23 yards out. Right over the top of Weigler.
We've been saying her name a lot. She just hasn't broken through on the score sheet. That was a brilliant goal. Just over Weigler's head.
A freshman out of Compton, California. And showing her skills out on the field today. She's made some really nice passes in this one. Has an assist to her name and now a goal as well. Really helped carry this team to a victory over Husson. Finn trying to turn around a defender. Harriman will get a toe on it, chip it high. Under 20 seconds left in this one. It'll be 10 and counting. King will take her time sending this one in. Will jog it all the way to the middle. As the Marian University Sabres will fly up north and take on and win this game over the Husson University Eagles 5-2. as a dominant performance all around. It looked like it could be close there for a minute. The Eagles tied it back up. And then 4 goals in the second half from this Marian team. It's enough to put this Eagles offense away.
It was just a great showing from Marian. They had a lot of positives to take away from this road trip of theirs. For the Eagles, not the way you want to start off at home. But I think they can take some positives away too. They had some great striker play. And I don't think they ever gave up, which is something that shows the leadership, which is something that we brought up in the pregame show. I never felt like the Eagles were totally out of this game until that last goal. It was a great showing. It was a great game.
And the Eagles will move to 1-1 on the season. They will be playing Colby College Wednesday night at 6 here at Boucher Field, followed by the first North Atlantic Conference matchup versus Thomas the next Tuesday after that. As well as a Bates game in between those two. Bates, another strong D3 opponent. Whereas Marian will travel to Lawrence College on Thursday to take them on. We'll be back here in a short hour for the Husson University men's soccer team, who will be taking on Emerson College at 3 o'clock. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Have a good rest of your day.